Recessions. Just hearing the word can make people nervous. But what exactly is a recession? It's not just a few bad days on the stock market. Economists look for a sustained period of economic decline. Think shrinking GDP, falling retail sales, and yes, rising unemployment. These are all signs that the economy is sputtering. But predicting a recession isn't easy. It's like trying to predict the weather months in advance. Economists use various economic indicators to get a sense of where the economy is headed. One such indicator, gaining quite a bit of attention, is the Sahm Rule. The Sahm Rule might sound intimidating, but it's actually quite simple. At its core, it's a straightforward economic tool designed to help us understand and react to changes in the economy. It's named after economist Claudia Sahm, and it focuses on one key indicator, the unemployment rate. This single metric can tell us a lot about the health of the economy. Why unemployment? Well, when people lose their jobs, they tend to cut back on spending. This reduction in spending can have a ripple effect throughout the economy. This drop in consumer spending can then snowball, leading businesses to slow down hiring or even lay off more workers. It's a cycle that can be hard to break once it starts. The Sahm Rule isn't about predicting the future with 100% certainty. Instead, it's a tool to help us recognize early warning signs. It's about providing a warning sign, a way to say, hey, things might be headed in a bad direction, let's pay attention. By doing so, policymakers and businesses can take preemptive actions to mitigate potential downturns. And historically, it's been quite good at its job. The Sahm Rule has been able to signal economic downturns before they become full-blown recessions, giving us a chance to act before things get worse. By paying attention to the unemployment rate and understanding its implications, we can better navigate the complexities of the economy. It's a simple yet powerful tool that helps us stay ahead of potential economic challenges. So the next time you hear about the Sahm Rule, remember that it's not just a technical term. It's a practical guide that helps us understand the economic landscape and make informed decisions. In the end, tools like the Sahm Rule remind us that with the right information and timely action, we can work towards a more stable and prosperous economy for everyone. So, how does the Sahm Rule actually work? Let's break it down step by step. It looks at the 3-month average unemployment rate, which is a more stable measure compared to monthly fluctuations. If this average rises by half a percentage point or more from its lowest point in the past year, the Sahm Rule flashes a warning signal. This signal is crucial for policymakers and economists. That's it. No complicated formulas, no obscure economic jargon. It's designed to be straightforward and easy to understand. Let's say the unemployment rate was at a low of 3.5%. This is considered a healthy rate in a strong economy. If it then climbs to 4% or higher over a 3-month period, the Sahm Rule alarm bells start ringing. This indicates a potential recession or economic downturn. This seemingly small increase in unemployment can actually represent a significant shift in the labor market. It can lead to more people struggling to find jobs, reduce consumer spending, and overall economic instability. Historically, the Sahm Rule has been a reliable early warning system. It has successfully predicted several past recessions, allowing for timely interventions. Policymakers can use this information to implement measures such as stimulus packages, interest rate cuts, or job creation programs to mitigate the impact. Community support programs and job training initiatives can also be ramped up to help those affected by rising unemployment. With the right actions, the economy can recover more quickly, and people can get back to work, ensuring a more stable and prosperous future for everyone. Understanding the Sahm Rule and its implications helps us stay ahead of economic challenges and better prepare for the future. So, next time you hear about the Sahm Rule, you'll know it's a vital tool in keeping our economy on track. The Sahm Rule isn't just some newfangled theory. It's been tested and proven over decades of economic data. Since the 1970s, the Sahm Rule has correctly predicted every US recession. Yes, every single one. That's a pretty impressive track record. Of course, the past doesn't guarantee the future. Just because the Sahm Rule has worked in the past doesn't mean it's infallible. But its historical accuracy has certainly earned it a place at the table when discussing potential economic downturns. Section 5. The 2024 puzzle. Is the Sahm Rule flashing red? So what about now? The Sahm Rule, named after economist Claudia Sahm, is a key indicator used to predict recessions. It triggers when the 3-month average of the national unemployment rate rises by half a percentage point or more relative to its low during the previous 12 months. In 2024, the U.S. economy is sending mixed signals. Economists are grappling with a complex landscape where traditional indicators are not aligning as expected. On the one hand, GDP growth has been decent, and the stock market is still near record highs. Investors are optimistic, and consumer spending remains robust, fueling economic activity. But on the other hand, inflation has been stubbornly high, and interest rates are climbing. The Federal Reserve has been aggressively raising rates to combat inflation, but this has also increased borrowing costs for businesses and consumers. And yes, the unemployment rate has been creeping upward. While still low by historical standards, the increase is enough to cause concern among policymakers and economists. This has led some economists to sound the alarm bells. They worry that the combination of high inflation, rising interest rates, and increasing unemployment could be a recipe for an economic downturn. The Sahm Rule has been triggered. This rule has been a reliable predictor of recessions in the past, and its activation is not taken lightly by those in the financial world. The recent uptick in unemployment, while still relatively low historically, has many wondering if this is the beginning of a broader economic downturn. The question on everyone's mind is whether the economy can navigate these turbulent waters without tipping into a recession. As we move forward, all eyes will be on key economic indicators and the actions of the Federal Reserve to see if they can steer the economy back to stable ground. Section 6. Doubting Thomas's economists divided on the Sahm Rule's relevance, but not everyone is convinced. Economics is rarely a matter of black and white, and there's always debate. Some economists argue that the Sahm Rule might not be as reliable in today's economy. They point to the lingering effects of the COVID-19 pandemic as a complicating factor. The pandemic led to unprecedented disruptions in the labor market. Millions lost their jobs, and many businesses struggled to find workers when the economy began to recover. This has made it more difficult to interpret traditional economic indicators, including the unemployment rate. Section 7. A deeper dive. Why is unemployment on the rise? To understand the current economic picture, it's crucial to look beyond just the unemployment rate itself. Why are more people out of work? Are businesses laying off workers in droves? Or are other factors at play? One factor is that more people are actively looking for work. Some who left the workforce during the pandemic, perhaps to care for family members or for health reasons, are now returning. This can push up the unemployment rate even if the economy is relatively healthy. Section 8. The pandemic hangover. Lingering effects on the job market. The pandemic also led to a reassessment of work-life balance for many people. Some decided to switch careers, pursue further education, or start their own businesses. This great resignation, as it's been called, has also contributed to a tighter labor market and a slightly higher unemployment rate. Then there's the issue of inflation. When prices rise faster than wages, people feel financially squeezed. This can lead to reduced consumer spending, which can then ripple through the economy and potentially impact hiring decisions. Section 9. The Sahm Rule. A piece of the puzzle, not the whole picture. So, where does this leave us? The Sahm Rule has been triggered, but its relevance in the current economic climate is up for debate. It's important to remember that no single economic indicator can predict the future with absolute certainty. The Sahm Rule is a valuable tool, but it's just one piece of a much larger puzzle. Economists consider a wide range of factors when assessing the health of the economy, including GDP growth, inflation, consumer spending, business investment, and government policy. Section 10. Staying informed. Why economic indicators matter. Understanding economic indicators like the Sahm Rule is important for everyone, not just economists. These indicators can provide insights into the overall health of the economy, which can impact everything from job security to investment decisions. Staying informed about economic trends allows individuals and businesses to make more informed decisions. While no one can predict the future with certainty, understanding the forces at play can help us navigate the ups and downs of the economic cycle.